Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. With this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing a GeForce RTX 4070 in Gray Zone Warfare. This one is the Founders Edition model of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers, and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Up's GPU 0. Resizable bar is also enabled, and over on the left, we're pairing it with a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D with half of its cores disabled, so it's basically the same as a 7800X 3D. And over on the memory tab, we're using 32GB of DDR5 6000MHz RAM in dual channel. Let's get into it, shall we? Alright, let's go over the settings first. I'm starting at 1080p resolution, and I'm also going to test this one at 1440p and 4K. Right now we're using the epic settings, so basically the game is maxed out using DLAA here on the super resolution. This is not upscaling, okay, it's just applying the anti-aliasing from DLSS, and it's like native resolution with AA. Now if you don't want DLAA, I've seen some people saying, oh, you're not testing things right because DLAA. Well, there's no way to disable the upscaling right here. You're always stuck to either FSR, XeSS, DLSS, or TSR. TSR being Epic's upscaler in the Unreal Engine 5. Now, TSR by default sets the resolution scale to 67%. If you want native resolution, just bump it up to 100%. But I feel like DLAA over here, which again runs 100% resolution by the way, it actually looks better because you add some sharpness over here as well with 69% sharpness. So this is what I'm gonna use for the native resolution testing. With that out of the way, let's play and join an operation. Okay, here we have it, guys, getting 60 plus frames per second right now with the RTX 4070. And by the way, I just got a new capture card and it runs with G-Sync finally, and there should be zero screen tearing. How crazy is that? It's amazing. I'm super happy about that. And I can also utilize 120 Hz at 4K now because it's HDMI 2.1. Nice. Anyway, moving on, that's besides the point. Let's talk about the performance right here on the 4070. It's pretty good at 1080p resolution, to be expected. This is more of a 1440p GPU, and by the way, the game is still running, okay? These stutters will happen every once in a while because the game compiles the shaders on the go, you know? If it had a shader compilation feature, I'm gonna restart counting the FPS, that wouldn't happen as often, or at all actually, but as you need to compile the shaders on the go with UE5, that's the end result, guys. It's absolutely atrocious. It can kill the immersion, it can kill the experience, and I hate it. But hey, it is what it is, my friends. They decided to compile the shaders on the go. It's also early access, but I doubt they will make a shader compilation feature because a lot of developers don't do that for some reason. Like Warzone, for example, has it, and it's a really smooth experience inside of the game. You just need to wait like 2 or 3 minutes for the shaders to compile, and then it's amazing. It's a really smooth experience. But then there are other developers like Fortnite developers which make the Unreal Engine. They don't put the shader compilation feature in their game, and it ends up being a stuttery mess. Also, the FPS don't really change by all that much depending on where you are in the map, which is alright. Oh boy, there's another one, of course. Usually when I get to this area, it compiles the shaders to the next areas, so yeah, probably like the city over there. It goes to hell, basically. I'm gonna start counting the FPS again. Anyway, this is still without any DLSS, and I wouldn't really utilize it here at 1080p resolution. I don't think it looks good. Frame generation, maybe, since this is like a slower-paced shooter game, more realistic, you know. Oh my god, dude, seriously? Can you stop stuttering like crazy, please? You know what? I don't care about the 1%. If the 1% lows are at 1... this is it. This is the experience. I don't care. Okay, let's go. Right, so they actually shot me. I need some bandages. Yes, use. Come on. I'm fine, though. I only lost a little bit of HP there. I think there are some enemies inside of this house as well, so we need to be careful here. But, yeah, we're doing fine, right? So far, so good. Very smooth, indeed. Okay, what the hell? How did he not see me? Was it because I was crouched? Maybe I was hidden to him. Okay. I'm starting to believe that those stutters are server related, not only shader compilation related, because in the other cards that I tested, it didn't happen this often, and sometimes after those huge spikes happen, there's like a little lag introduced to it, which is definitely server related. So yeah, it could be doing that because of the servers. The servers are just kind of broken like everywhere at the moment, which is insane. But hey, it's early access, and they maybe didn't expect this many people to be playing the game. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna go prone right now. We've seen enough of 1080p resolution. I'm gonna focus. Damn it. Okay, so now we're screwed. Now we're very screwed because I don't have anything on my locker anymore, like a weapon. Oh boy, I need to go with a knife. I'm gonna try to retrieve my things. I kind of know where I died, so I'm gonna do that, but first, let's change the settings. Right, if you're wondering, just for a little bit, quality DLSS at 1080p, well, yeah, it's a little bit softer. It gets you like 90-ish frames per second, as you can see there, and it will probably drop into like the 80s and high 70s, but not from it. So if you like the look of DLSS quality here, sure, go ahead, do it. I wouldn't because, yeah, again, it already did a decent job at 1080p resolution native, and this looks a little bit softer, or quite a bit softer, actually. It hurts visibility by a lot, as I said. So I'm gonna keep it on DLAA and just enable frame generation. This makes it slightly softer as well, but I don't think it's as soft as DLSS quality, and now it's getting 120 frames per second. I mean, the input lag is about half of that, or about what we were getting before frame generation was enabled. Yeah, let's wait for the chopper, actually. So the input lag is not the same as native 100 plus frames per second, you know, but it works quite well, guys, not gonna lie. Yeah, it feels really, really smooth. It feels responsive right now with Nvidia Reflex enabled. And as you can see, even flying around gets around the same FPS as down there, 100 plus still. Really, really nice experience here with the 4070 and frame generation. Now, would you utilize frame generation since it is a little bit softer? I don't know, that's up to you. I think I would because it feels considerably smoother, you know? Like the 1% lows were at 30-ish before the huge stutters, shaded compilation stutters or server stutters, I don't know for sure. Yeah, they were at like 37 or so, and now we're getting 67 1% low. So there's still a little bit of stuttering there in the frame time graph, but it's very minor, and I can't really feel it at the moment. Like, it feels really, really smooth. Frame generation sometimes also smoothens out the frame time graph, getting fewer stuttering issues than without it, and we've seen that happen in like Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. That was a really good example of that, and yeah. In a game like this, that stutters quite a bit because UE5, it works very well with frame generation. Okay, so let's stop it right there. I'm gonna go ahead now and select the 1440p resolution. And here we have it, 2560 by 1440 using the Epic settings, DLSS set to DLAA, so not upscaling, again, it's just anti-aliasing, and the DLSS frame generation is off. By the way, if you're wondering how this compares to TSR in terms of FPS, it gets 1 or 2 less frames per second than TSR 100% resolution scale, so it's basically the same thing while being a little bit sharper, and you want things to be sharper in this title because it has a lot of details, you know. If things are muddy and soft, you just can't really spot people that well. Also, that frame time graph is absolutely atrocious at the moment again, with a lot of stuttering. I'm gonna start counting the FPS anyways, and I think we finally arrived in the middle of nowhere. Great stuff. How am I gonna get weapons here? There are no enemies. Well, maybe there are. I don't know. I've never been to this area. Lots of vegetation as well. It looks great, you know, not gonna lie. A lot of people say that this doesn't look good at all. I think in these jungle areas on Epic settings, it actually looks really, really good. There's some decent textures as well. Look at that. Yeah, very, very nice. Everything is dynamic with wind and so on. Now, it's running fine, you know, like for a 4070, I would expect higher FPS, obviously, but since this is UE5 on maximum settings, I mean, it's not terrible, although this is the experience that I would expect coming from like a 3070. A 3070 at 1440p is also pretty decent, you know, or at least it used to be when it released. Okay, there's a guy over there. No, that's actually a friendly one. Yeah, okay. Okay. Wait a second, I'm gonna join him. Let's go. Oh boy, yeah, it's definitely friendly. Come on, buddy, come on. Oh yes, he killed someone. He killed someone. Good, 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 good. We can have weapons. Well, one weapon, actually. and a vest, and a belt, or whatever. Yeah, the biker, whatever. Let's use the cap as well. Okay, all good. All good. Do I have ammo on this? I don't know. 3, maybe? 3 bullets? Oh, there's another one with an AK right now. I kind of want to shoot this gun before I swap to the AK, though. But I don't really see anybody. Wait. It's just satisfying, you know, there's something to these bolt-action rifles that I really like. Now, the game is playable with 50-something FPS, but of course, with some DLSS and frame generation, it will be much, much smoother and better, so I would definitely utilize that. But if you want to keep the native resolution, well, this is what you can expect. 56 frames per second is quite decent. It's not terrible, right? I can definitely live with that, especially after playing with the GTX 1650 yesterday. That was absolutely awful. Now, I'm gonna stop it there. Sometimes you can go up to like 60 frames per second. If you overclock the card, it will also achieve like 60 on average, you know, and if you lower the settings, obviously you can achieve those 60 FPS. But what I'm gonna do is enable frame generation, which again looks pretty good. It feels really nice even with 90-something frames per second and 80-something. Again, since this is not a fast-paced shooter like Call of Duty, for example, it works quite well with that frame generation enabled. So yeah, guys, I think I would actually choose to play this with frame generation. The frame time is a little bit more stable as well, you know, there aren't as many stutters happening here and there, and it looks good. It looks very, very similar to native resolution at 1440p at the moment, with just frame generation plus DLAA, and there's no need to utilize DLSS. Unfortunately, frame generation is only a 40 series thing. Obviously, there's FSR3 frame generation, but the FSR implementation in this game is really noisy. I don't really like it, guys, unfortunately, although it might be worth utilizing with something like a 3070 or 3060 Ti as well. Now, my boys are just chilling back there in the other city that we just been to, or little town area. Well, a couple of buildings, basically. I don't know what they're doing there, but I'm gonna try to go in this direction. The map is huge as well. What am I hearing? Frogs. Interesting. See, it feels alive. It feels nice, actually. Although it can be quite the walking simulator sometimes, as you can clearly see right now. But yeah, again, FPS don't really change by all that much depending on where you are in the map, which is nice. In the city area, it might drop like 5 to 10 frames per second compared to what we're seeing here. Seems like vegetation areas are actually kind of optimized, since it doesn't drop FPS like crazy, but I mean, it needs to be this way after all, because the entire game is vegetation. Also, about artifacting caused by frame generation, you might be able to spot a little bit of it around the knife, for example. It's not really noticeable, honestly, if you're not looking for it, so it's fine for me at least. But with the FSR3's frame generation, maybe it was because the FPS were super low with the GTX 1650, you know? That could be it. But I was seeing quite a lot more artifacting. But again, not gonna compare it side by side in that regard, because I played with like 30 FPS with the 1650 and frame generation. Okay, enough of that. I'm gonna disable frame generation and enable DLSS on quality here, which at 1440p, again, it looks pretty decent, not as bad as 1080p, definitely, but you can tell that it's a little bit softer once again than what we were using previously with frame generation as well, but it is enough to put us above 60 FPS. So if you don't like frame generation, or if you don't like the input lag that introduces, it's gonna work fine here with DLSS quality as well. No problems. There's somebody. Yep, that's an enemy guy. Okay, all right, got him. Oh boy, let's get inside, I guess. Come on. Oh, this is just a bathroom thingy. Yeah, it feels really smooth like this. It's 60 plus FPS all of the time after all, no problems, but the 1% lows are in the 40s because of the little variations in the frame time graph. It isn't as smooth as with frame generation plus DLAA, you know, but it feels alright, definitely. It's super playable, it's smooth overall, and you can see a little bit of frame skipping here and there, or a little stutter sometimes, but overall, the experience is going to be really, really good. Oh boy. Oh, they saw me. Oh, they shot the woods, the thing, the vegetation. Yes. I got him. No, not yet. Not yet. Seriously? Come on, just die. There we go. There you go. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was a little bit scary. Okay, let's loot him. Ooh. Ooh, okay. So now we got a helmet. And we got a proper gun, my friend. It's not an AK-47 anymore. And this one was just living here by his own. Like, this is terrible, terrible house. What the... Well, it's better than mine since I don't actually own a house. Anyway, moving on. The housing crisis in Portugal is real, my friends. Also, dropping down into the 60s right here with DLSS quality enabled. But I mean, it shouldn't really drop from 60 FPS in any scenario. You're fine, guys. Like, either way you choose, DLSS quality or frame generation here at 1440p is gonna look great and it's gonna perform good as well. But again, I would go for that frame generation stuff. Let's go ahead and play it at 4K. Here we go, 3840 by 2160 epic settings with DLAA, so it's native res, and okay, so now we're seeing the 4070 struggling quite a bit, guys. 20-something FPS, that is not going to be playable. We're approaching the city almost. Oh boy, yep. Okay, it's consistently below 30 at the moment. Sometimes it touches 30 FPS, but it's a terrible experience like this, honestly. And I forgot to test 1440p with DLSS plus frame generation. We gotta go back to that and check it out, actually. But yeah, this ain't it. It's not a good experience at 4K resolution. Kind of expected again, since it's UE5. The 4070 is more geared towards 1440p gaming. But it's not really stuttering too much, which is nice to see. It seems like VRAM might be maxed out, but it's still okay in terms of stability. Let's try it with quality DLSS now. Still not using frame generation, and it puts us up into the 40s. Now, 40s is playable, okay? It's not ideal, of course, but it's definitely playable. Holy crap, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go there. I would go out in the open, probably get killed there. It should be easier to spot people right now than it was at like 1440p, because it's 4K resolution. Even with quality DLSS, it's extremely close to the native resolution stuff. Alright. And let's see, we need to be really careful here. I'm not being very careful, honestly. Who was here? I don't get it. I think there was a chopper going by, but I don't think you can shoot inside of the chopper. Maybe this is coming from the city and my headphones are just way, way too loud at the moment. Alright, let's go. We can't really loot anything from the chopper, unfortunately. It really did sound like they were closer to us. Yeah, there's one right there. Dead. Don't know how that connected, actually, but okay. Come on, come on. Not gonna loot him. Who cares, right? I got enough ammo and... Oh, this guy's dead. Inside. Interesting. Wait a second. Are these guys friendly? Or they were, I think. Energy, whatever. Yes, let's use that. Get out of here now. Now, at 4K, DLSS quality isn't really enough. I'm gonna use it with frame generation next, and it gets around 60 FPS. But with 60 FPS, I am not fine anymore with frame generation, because the input lag is now around like 30 to 40 frames per second, and yes, the smoothness from 60 FPS is there, but the input lag, it just feels way worse at the moment. Right now, even though this is a slower paced shooter, I wouldn't really use it like this. It feels like the things that you're doing, like mouse movements and stuff like that, they're not instant, you know? So that's not what you want, obviously. Dead. And I know there's another guy in that direction. Alright, wait. They're talking to each other. There's one. Okay. No, not dead. Come on. Just die, dude! What the hell? There we go. Okay, anybody else? Yeah, there's another one there. Oh, I killed that. Seriously? This one took like 30 bullets to die. That one took a bullet through the wood. Oops. I swore there. I'm sorry. Okay, YouTube, don't demonetize, please. There we go. There we go. Should we change the settings, guys? Because I don't feel comfortable with this. I prefer the 45-ish FPS that we were getting previously with no input lag or low input lag to this. This has a lot of input lag. I don't like it. So for it to be a good experience, maybe we need to drop it down to like performance DLSS here at 4K. Interesting. It's not that much better than quality DLSS in terms of FPS, you know? Maybe it was still applying. I don't know. No, it's getting like 10 more FPS than quality DLSS. That's not enough for a good experience, guys. We need to utilize some frame generation on top of performance DLSS, and now we're getting 70s. 70s feels way better in terms of responsiveness than 60s did. It's now smooth. It looks quite a bit softer than previously, but honestly, it's not too bad. And I'm using a 42-inch monitor right now, so yeah, I can definitely tell it's not native resolution anymore, unfortunately, but I can still spot people at the distance. That's not a person, actually. Or it is. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, he just moved there. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's good. What the hell? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I wasn't expecting him to be so quick shooting at me. Oh. Oh. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna die. Nope. Gonna go back to the woods. Back to the woods. Come on. Oh, my goodness. That was terrible. Okay. Do I have gauze? I don't have anything. I'm gonna die, guys. Also, the RAM usage is very much up there right now. I think it's already swapping some things that should be on VRAM into the RAM. Okay, so steel. Yep, I'm gonna die if I don't find gauze. Okay. Maybe this will help. Alright, it helps a little bit. So if I was playing at 4K resolution, I'd probably choose these settings. Or maybe medium preset or something like that. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, suppression. Suppression is real. What am I supposed to do when they're good? They should be bots. Should be easy to kill, you know? Oh boy. Alright. Let me take a look at the map real quick here. Nobody from our team is in this entire city, so it's us versus a ton of bad guys. And starting to stutter a little bit more because it's loading some things. Again, shader compilation, my friends. Welcome to 2024. I think we should probably stop it there, guys, for 4K res. Open this. Close. Oh, they're still shooting at us. Ooh, gauze. Yes. I'm good already. I'm good. I'm now going back to 1440p and I'm gonna use quality DLSS plus frame generation to check it out. And yeah, this is just the only thing that I missed from the 1440p res basically. So I'm back testing it again. 90s, 100s, so it gets like 10 more FPS or maybe 15 more FPS than what we saw previously. It was in the 80s very often. With frame generation alone plus DLAA. It looks quite a bit softer. Maybe on a 1440p monitor it will look decent, but of course I'm using a 42-inch. I can see that it's definitely softer than frame generation alone with DLAA, and it's noticeable. Open that. Come on. Are we good? Yes. So yeah, it's not going to be that higher refresh rate experience that I was hoping for. I thought maybe it would get like 120 FPS, 140 frames per second maybe, but no. But like in Cyberpunk, for example, if you play with ray tracing and so on, even very intensive settings, as long as it's not path tracing, you can play at 1440p quality DLSS, frame generation, and get like 100 plus FPS, which is interesting. Or maybe like 100 on average. So it's kind of the same thing as this, actually. Yeah, if I remember correctly. I may not remember correctly. I don't know. Like, it's been a while since I tested this in Cyberpunk. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go back to base, yes? It's, Whoa, 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 stop it! Oh, our base is right there! I am really far away, never mind. I am never gonna make it. Alright, I think we should just die then. Oh boy, a little bit of stuttering there. Again, gonna happen every once in a while. But yeah, the overall experience with the 4070 is good. Is that friendly? I have no idea, guys. No, he's not friendly. But he's in another faction. Okay, alright. Interesting, right? Alright, that's been it, guys. Thanks very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. This is the guy with the suppressor. He has a really nice weapon. Look at that. Damn. Someday we will be him. But not today. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.